It was New Year's Day. I had just spent a week in the Caribbean, my first time there. And I was supposed to spend the whole day there, but the travel agent person said, everyone has to go into the waiting room and we're taking you now to the airport. You have to leave early. This was 7:30 in the morning. So we all got on the buses and we went, all 400 of us, to this hangar. One bathroom, no food, no water. And we sat and we sat. About 8 hours later, around 3:30, a plane flew in. Oh, finally we're going. Maybe food on the plane. And everybody off the plane, the stewardess, the captain, and they all started walking away. And then they put us on the plane. And there we sat and sat and sat till about 8 o'clock that night. No air condition, no water, no food. I was hungry, I had a migraine, and I was mad. How dare they treat us like this? Well, finally, a crew arrived that could fly the plane, and off we went back to New York. It was only going to be like a 2-3 hour trip. Then I would drive back up north to Albany and crash it. But that's not what happened here. We got on the plane. It was starting to fly, and a stewardess was sitting right near me. And I was a teacher, so I could always eavesdrop on my kids. I had really good hearing. And she said, it's such a shame that we're not going to New York. We're going to Jamaica. I'm saying, what? Jamaica? We're going to Jamaica? Well, I said, my ears, were really listening to me. Yes, there's a plane load of people sitting in the Jamaican airport waiting to get on this particular plane. They sent the wrong plane to pick up these people. Oh my goodness. They're going to take all these passengers off the plane, get them off, and put the other people back on to New York. These people have to wait till tomorrow night to get another plane to New York. Over my dead body, I said, I'm not going to do this. They didn't treat us all right to begin with today, and now they're going to ask us to get off? Can I have everyone's attention, please? I stood up and raised my hand like my teacher days would do. I have something to tell all of you, and I'm not happy. You could have heard a pin drop on the phone, on the plane. And I told them my story. And I said at the end of the story, I won't get off the plane. I won't get off this plane. And to my amazement, the whole plane started shouting, we won't get off the plane. We won't get off the plane. Now the co-pilot came back from where he was, and the pilot, whatever, and he comes and he's staring at me like, what are you doing? Are you taking over my plane? My friend next to me said, Bev, just sit down. You're going to get us arrested. And I said, forget it. Pretend you don't even know me. Everyone kind of laughed. And he looked at me and I looked at him, and we're like staring each other down because he knew I knew the truth. So finally he got on the microphone. I found out later if I had used the microphone, I could have been arrested for hijacking. So he said, ladies and gentlemen, she's right. Now we're going to ask for volunteers though. So if anybody wants to volunteer as we get in the airport, you can do that. But we really want you all off because these people have been waiting for a few hours to get on this plane. So I'm saying to myself, well, we've been waiting since 7:30. So we landed in Jamaica. Now, there could have been an international incident here. There was an ambulance right next to the plane that drove up. And I'm saying, they're going to take me to the funny farm. Ha ha, hee hee, ho ho, hum hum. There was a fire truck. For what reason, I don't know. And there was police cars with red sirens all over the place. And I'm going, ooh, I might be losing my teacher license. And the police came on and they stared me down. And I stared right back at them. And then they got off and talked to the pilot. Well, I think I won that part of the fight for that evening because the captain came up and said, okay, we don't want an international incident. We're going to let you stay on the plane, but we have to clean it because the federal regulation says we have to go up and down the aisles and clean. And he looked at me like, you're the leader. What do you think? And I said, well, give someone a garbage bag and just collect the garbage and say you cleaned the plane. And everyone started applauding. boy, I had the people on that plane behind me. I wasn't going to lose this argument. So what happened was we took off to New York. They let us stay on the plane. And then right before we were going to land, I said, I live in Albany, New York, where the Attorney General's office is. If you give me your names and addresses, I will let you know after I write a complaint letter of what's going to happen. I did not want to give up. I did not want to lose. So that's what I did. I went to the Attorney General's office. I sent him a letter. They invited me there. And I walked in to meet them. And there was a table full of attorneys and a stenographer and me. And they said, well, who else is coming from your law firm? And I said, I teach third grade in Troy. I'm not a lawyer. And the lawyer said, boy, you have chutzpah, you have nerve. And I said, the way we were treated, we don't want to lose. And we don't want to have nothing happen, like have a draw, because we deserve justice. And guess what? They helped me negotiate with Pan Am, which was the airlines. And every single person got their money back on the plane. And not only that, to finish our story here, we did win because Pan Am went under, bankrupt, a few months later. And we put the cherry on the ice, maybe, for them to call it quits and be bankrupt. So they wouldn't treat people like us like that again. Thank you.